What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to Ballers on a Budget. My name is Corey, and on the other end of this Zoom call, I got your boy Cody. He says, "What's up?" We're just going to jump into some more football rosters. We just got done doing the AFC West. We are going to jump into the AFC South, and we're going to talk about the Texans right off the bat. First thing I want to mention is obviously you got Deshaun Watson slinging the rock. He's got, I don't know if you want to call him some lawsuits. He's been in some trouble. He's been accused of some things as of lately.
I think that's what they are called.
Yeah. But I did want to mention, aside from him, they have Tyrod Taylor, Jeff Driscoll, and they just drafted a quarterback, Davis Mills. I know I kind of went out of order on everything there. I just wanted to kind of throw all that information out at once.
They got aside from him, this team is Deshaun Watson. Without Deshaun Watson, this team is nothing. And like this team and Deshaun Watson's offseason so far, very sketchy and shaky. So let's run through this fucking atrocious team right now.
I think atrocious once you look at the team as from afar. Once you kind of dive down, it's not that bad. I think they'll do a little better than last year, but anyway.
They only won 4 games?
What were they? 4-12, yeah.
So they were 4-12. You already mentioned Deshaun Watson. That's the whole team right there, Deshaun Watson. But we got David Johnson. My bad. Need to stutter through that damn name. My bad. They got David Johnson, who even had a lackluster year, only 700 yards. Like, that's when you're talking about David Johnson, that's terrible. Deshaun Watson had 5,000 yards. I did just want to throw that out there. Well, he didn't have 5,000 yards. He had near 5,000 yards. That's why he's the whole team.
Yeah.
And then backing him up, we talked about Philip Lindsay. We already talked about him a little bit earlier in one of the other videos. Great.
Yeah, and I think he's going to do well in this team.
Yeah, so if David Johnson gets injured like he always does, you will see some Philip Lindsay. And then at wide receiver.
Whoa. Before you even go any farther, there's still some more running backs. We got Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I completely forgot Mark Ingram was on this team.
And Rex Burkhead.
So
the other 3 I don't know.
4 quarterbacks. 4 running backs who have already made a name for themselves in the league as being a could-be go-to guy if situations aren't ideal. I mean, I wouldn't mind starting Philip Lindsay, but then when you get to Mark Ingram's more of a backup. And Rex Burkhead, you just want to be that third guy.
Yeah, I agree. Now you can move on.
But, yes, starting at wide receiver, we got Brandon Cooks, who led the team in receptions at 81, targeted 120, had over 1,000 yards. And then we got Will Fuller, who I don't even think is there anymore.
No,
exactly.
He is not.
Will Fuller is no longer there. So then we go to Randall Cobb. And last year, he only had 40 catches for 400.5 yards. So this team, like I said, is not looking the best outside of Brandon Cooks and maybe. I mean, you got Randall Cobb and Kiki Kuti. And at tight end, you got Jordan
Akins.
Oh, Akins, my bad. There is no D.
Yeah. Said it in the last video. Words are hard.
He had 40. He had near 40 receptions. So This team does not look promising. Their defense, obviously, without J.J. Watt, does not look the best either.
Took a massive hit,
I
absolutely.
don't know if you want to get into this defense a whole lot.
Aside from him, I mean, there's not really much going on. I hate to say it. They're not going to get to the quarterback as much. That was what J.J. Watt did.
They had 34 last year, and that's not even that good. So they're going to get there even less.
Even less. I cut that thing in half.
Well, you cut that thing in half.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't even account for that much. Hopefully, J.J. Watt stays healthy. But I think we're good on the Houston. Let's go ahead and move on to a better team.
All right, next up, we're going to jump into I forgot to scroll down through some of this stuff. One thing I did want to add, Dante Moncrief at wide receiver is one of the ones they signed in the offseason. He was a Steeler for a little bit, and I believe played for Indy before him or before them. I don't think he's a bad receiver. He just doesn't catch enough. Taywan Taylor, I don't really know a whole lot about him. We were just talking about him off screen. Let's see who else. Christian Kirksey, I believe he was an ex-Brown.
Yes, he was. I liked him.
Yeah, I didn't mind him when he played for Cleveland. There was one more. Maybe that was somewhere else I was looking at. But yeah, just wanted to kind of throw that out there. The next one to pop up is the Indianapolis Colts, which have done a lot this offseason. They started off this offseason with a trade with Philly for QB Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
That's going to be weird to see him in a different jersey.
Yeah. Aside from who they had last year, Phillip Rivers.
Who retired, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be very different to see. Hopefully Wentz can stay healthy because he looked good until he just gets injured.
Yeah, that's been his routine.
On the field, I think he can be 3/4 of the way to the top tier quarterback. Translate that however you want, but
yeah. I clicked on something and it gave me a pop-up. Why did
running back Jonathan Taylor, who had over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns.
Good running back. I love watching him play.
Then you got Marlon Mack and Naheem Hines buried third. And I thought Naheem Hines is that guy that when he steps in, goes up for an injured quarterback, a running back. Wow. He does good every time. He looks like he could be the starter for that team. He only started 2 games last year. Got 400.
Absolutely.
He only got 400 yards. Caught the ball 63 times as a receiving running back. So great if you're in a PPR league.
Let's see who else.
So we move on to wide receivers.
Wide receivers. Yep.
We got T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman Jr., and Paris Campbell are the main 3. Where we know T.Y. Hilton is always good. He only caught 56 passes for 750-some yards. Not the best season when you want to think about T.Y. Hilton. But he has been declining lately, so it's almost what you would expect. Luckily, you got the young Michael Pittman Jr., rookie last year, caught 40 for 500 yards. And finally, doctors have cleared Paris Hilton through a slew of injuries throughout his first 2 years.
You said Paris Hilton.
Words are hard, but that's funny. Yeah, Paris Hilton's out there just fucking.
She's strapping up.
Running go route, some slants.
Oh,
No,
God.
Paris Campbell, I'm sorry. I made that mistake. Out of OSU, Ohio State, not Oklahoma. He said he's finally medically cleared to go. Hopefully he'll be I don't even know. When he was coming out, he wasn't a huge star, but he was first round material. I don't even know. I think he was drafted second in the first round. I just hope he does good. I like people, no matter where they go, coming out of Ohio State, good. But
Yeah,
who we got?
I figured a team like this would do a little more like, I don't know, looking for another wide receiver, because just like you said, Ty is declining. He's a decent person to have and a decent player. But just like you mentioned, he's declining. The only thing they did wide receiver wise in the offseason was they re-signed Ty to a deal worth $10 million, $8 million guaranteed.
Okay. We've seen a little bit what Michael Pittman can do. Hopefully advances. And like we talked about, Paris Campbell has shown a ton in college. Not really a whole lot, not enough at the pro level. I think they're third. Then you got Jack Doyle and Mo Alley Cox, tight end.
Who's starting there? Probably Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I like both of them. I don't really have a preference.
Did Carson Wentz like to throw to his tight end in Philly? I don't think so. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, I don't see them being a huge or even a fantasy output kind of tight end. But we'll see.
I'm looking at the draft page. Yeah, they didn't draft a receiver until the 7th round.
Yeah, their first offensive weapon was a tight end. Highland
Witty.
And then SMU. But let's get on to the important part of this team is the crazy good defense. In the draft, actually, they went ahead in first and second round, drafted 2 defensive ends. Witty Hay out of Michigan, and then I'm not even going to try to butcher that, Deo out of Vanderbilt.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not either.
On defense, you obviously got the young Bobby Okereke, the beast Darius Leonard, the dog DeForest Buckner, Julian Blackman at safety, and Xavier Rhodes at corner. Like, this team is stacked. Kenny Moore. Let me go into a little bit of their stats. I was looking at them earlier, and Darius Leonard had 132 solo tackles, 3 sacks. DeForest Buckner had 9.5 sacks. The interceptions. Kenny Moore had 4 interceptions. So, I mean, this team was always good defensively, and I think they're going to stay that way. They're drafting guys to get people in there young, get into the system, and learn it. I think this team went, 11 and some? 11 and 5? 11 and some.
11 and 5, yep.
Yeah, they went 11 and 5. I think they're going to do about the same, maybe win 12. Still get into the playoffs. We'll see. Like I said, we'll break it down more when we go over the season schedule and everything.
Yeah, I agree.
But that pretty much wraps up this team, unless you got anything to add.
I was just going to say, let's go ahead and jump to the Jags.
Yeah. The Jags. This team is just fun to look at because it's so – you got a lot of young people and a lot of people that are just in and out. And then it's just – I don't know. We'll see. Let's talk about it a little bit because I actually think this is interesting. They went 1-15 last year, obviously. So you're only going to go up from there.
Hopefully.
And who went 1-16. We went up from there.
But yeah, they did a ton in the offseason as well. Obviously had the first pick in the draft. Took Trevor.
I love their draft too. both picks from Clemson. You got
Trevor Lawrence.
Yep. And you want to try to butcher this guy's name?
I feel like I've heard it, but I don't.
I've not heard it enough. Travis Etienne.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, something like that.
Both guys verified dogs. Then you got James Robinson backing up Etienne. I'm done. Travis, you got him backing up Travis, who was already 1,000-yard running back. What do you have, like 60-some receptions as well?
Why are you like that?
He had 50 receptions as well, 1,000-yard running back. And then you draft a verified dog. So, I mean, this team, like I said, it's already interesting right off rip. Their whole core offense is changed. Both players in the first round, like it's almost like a game I started on Madden just to rebuild myself. Who knows if they're going to be good right away, but I definitely think they're going to win more than 2 games.
I mean, I hope so.
They keep better than last year.
So
we got Gardner Minshew, the staff himself.
Yep.
Backing up Trevor Lawrence, obviously. Gardner Minshew last year threw for 2,250 yards, 16 touchdowns. Obviously didn't start all of those. I think Nick Foles filled in some. Carlos Hyde is buried third on the depth chart. You want to get into the wide receivers a little bit?
Yeah, I love this. I was just going to say, I love this receiving core. You got DJ Chark, obviously the number 1 receiver in Jacksonville.
700 yards.
Let me click over. Let me find him real quick. Why does it jump straight to defense? That's stupid.
And you got Marvin Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones,
juniors in this lineup right now. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Travis Chark Jr., Marvin Jones Jr., Laviska, Chenault Jr.
Chenault.
Yeah.
You got Keelan Cole. He's going to get targeted probably as much as DJ Chark, I would assume. I like him. He's kind of a sleeper receiver there.
Cole isn't even on the team anymore, is he?
Huh?
Keelan Cole isn't even on the team anymore.
Is he? I'm switching back and forth. Let me switch back over.
But yeah, I'm not seeing his name on the depth.
Oh, you're right. I forgot he went somewhere else.
But that just opens up.
Yeah.
Some people.
Philip Dorsett, I remember him playing in fucking New England. I liked watching him.
Chenault Jr. had 58 receptions, and then you clear up another 55 from Keelan Cole, who wasn't. Chark had 50. Chris Conley had 50, who is no longer there as well. So Marvin Jones Jr., we know he likes to catch some balls. He's been thrown to from Stafford. Where was he most recently besides Jacksonville? Was he with the Bengals?
I want to say who? Jones? Marvin Jones?
No, yeah.
I think I only remember him in Detroit. I don't remember him from anywhere else. I'll look him up.
Last year he had 76 receptions, Marvin Jones did. So, I mean, there's going to be tons of people to sling the ball to for this rookie.
Yeah, I think he'll do all right. He was in Cincy.
Yes, I thought he was, but I wasn't 100% positive.
In 2012 to 2015, he was in Cincy. 2016 up until last year with Detroit. I didn't know he started there. Well, yeah.
All right, let's get into this defense.
Let's
Joe Schobert, he's still there? Is he still leading the pack there?
Schobert, yep, he's still in the depth.
84 solo tackles, 3 interceptions. He was probably the brightest spot for this defense. I know I liked him when he played for Cleveland, but then you got Miles Jack just below him, 72 solo tackles. Outside of that, there's no insanely good pass defenders in the secondary. It's not a whole lot, and this is the scariest part of this team is at the defense. This offense is young. Offensive core is very young. DJ Chark, Travis, Trevor. I feel like I'm on a first name basis with all these guys. Last names. But insanely young, and then you got holes in your defense that it's going to have to make these young people step up. I think they 4 games maybe.
If you look at their draft page here, you can tell that they knew that they needed to step their defense up. Took a cornerback in the 2nd round, Tyson Campbell. A tackle in the 4th round in I don't know, Tuffle maybe? Could be. Sure. A defensive end in the 4th in Jordan Smith. And then it was offense after that. So you could tell they knew they needed to step it up. So we'll just see how they do. Obviously, they can't do much worse.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the Tennessee Mo friggin' Titans. This team is good as well. I think they're going to do even better.
This is the team I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and like you said, I think they're going to do pretty amazing this year. I just got to switch my thing over to them.
The question, well, after this, we'll break down who you think is going to win the division, the Colts or the Titans. But
okay,
yeah, let's go down and look. Let's go down through it, anyways.
Now they were busy. They were probably the biggest named pickups. I don't know how to word this. Picked up the biggest names. Obviously, just picked up. Well, let's just go down the line. I started at quarterback. I liked him in Miami.
I did not.
But he has definitely come out of his shell. Obviously, Ryan Tannehill got a second receiver quarterback that I've never even heard of.
Logan Woodside. But no, Tannehill, he threw for 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. And then if you want to talk about him running the ball, he had 7 touchdowns on his feet. I mean, he had 266 rushing, which isn't a whole lot if you want to call him a scrambling quarterback. But when he's goal line, he will take it for himself. That's just great fantasy value. I mean, it's scary when you're an actual fan of the team and you don't want to see someone like that fumble or get injured. But fantasy-wise, I mean, it's only added points right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was either the second or first best had the second or first best completion rate last year. I mean, nobody's outside of Tennessee's really talking about him, and they should be. They should actually be scared of this dude. 65.5 completion percentage. His longest, I don't care about that. Through 44 over 20 yards and 13 over 40.
Yeah. I bashed Tannehill at first too, but then I started diving into the stats stuff. I'm like, this dude was like certified balling. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And I'm not even talking about Logan Woodside or Deshaun Kaiser.
And
we both know how I'm done.
And then this team is going downhill fast. I mean, faster than Titanic. The people won't even have time to get their little fucking violins out of the cases to sing a good lullaby to death. No, I mean, like, if Tannehill gets injured, this ship is sinking faster than the Hindenburg did from the sky.
Jesus.
I'm saying, okay, but let's start at the, we're not starting. Let's go to the head of this train, the engine, which is Derrick Henry, the
Yep.
freaking beast.
King Henry himself.
Oh, I hate calling him that, but this dude is a dog. And the fact that I can see his belly button while he's running, it only makes it scarier. He had over 2,000 rushing yards, dude. Only caught the ball 19 times, but you don't need to catch the ball when you're rushing 2,000 yards. Played every single game, an Iron Man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to finish out his stats because it says on my screen his yards were 40 yards.
40 yards,
Games.
yeah, 40 yards.
I'm because I'm in postseason. That's why. Words and computers. I don't get either of them. Yeah, like you said, 2,000 yards. Longest was a 94-yarder. Fumbled the ball 3 times. I mean, throughout the entire year, that's absolutely a fantastic number.
Touchdowns did he give you?
17 touchdowns.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see.
I'll give you 3
Yeah,
fumbles.
obviously.
Being stiff on someone.
Yeah. Obviously, they didn't pick up any running backs or anything.
Which is detrimental because their core is not good. I mean, Derrick Henry's amazing, the best in the league. I'll say it. I'm a Nick Chubb fan. He is the best. Nick Chubb is number 2. They're not good. Darrington Evans. Who is that?
I've never heard that name before, ever.
Exactly. Picked 3rd in the 2020 draft. Last year, he had 54 yards, 14 attempts. They don't need anyone else because they think Derrick Henry is invincible. Like I said,
when the time comes,
Tannehill or Derrick Henry gets injured, just insert my other analogy there. Exact same.
Yeah.
These two people run this team. And the fact that they have a ton of weapons to throw to, not a ton. Now, questionably, one of the best 1-2 wide receivers in the league, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones.
A.J. Brown, Julio Jones. Picked up Josh Reynolds, who low-key, I think he played for the Rams. Low-key amazing. He's one to just go out there and do what he has to do to get the job done.
70 receptions, 1,000-yard receiver, 11 touchdowns. I mean, and that he is the number 1 on this team right now. Corey Davis won't be there. That's 65 receptions. That's 92 targets opening up for Julio Jones. What did Julio Jones do last year? I'll tell you in just a second. 51 receptions, 771 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's Julio, though. One year he's going to give you some of the highest touchdown numbers, and then the next year he's going to give you the lowest. So
and that's my only concern with him
But
is
about A.J. Brown.
can he stay healthy?
Right. Josh Reynolds, like you said, is their 3rd right now. He had 52 receptions, 618 yards. Where did he play? He said the Rams.
I think he came from the Rams.
And they had a bunch of weapons there. He was probably the 3rd there as well. Anthony Fersker is their tight end. He had 39 receptions, almost 400 yards. He played last year as well here. Don't think anything's going to change. They don't really throw to their tight ends too much.
No, but they did pick up that Jeff Swaim. He'll get you a couple touchdowns. He's not going to do nothing spectacular, but He's a good big dude to have.
And that's what's bad about this team, though. That's why I think I see the Colts over Titans, because Tannehill and Henry go out. You're done on quarterback or running back. Julio Jones is prone to miss a couple games on the season. A.J. Brown is questionable right now as we speak. I do not know what for. I don't see anything on his injury. I don't want to go into the roto-rooter. But yeah, he's questionable right now. So a couple injuries could derail this whole season so bad. I know the defense is really good. The defense is very good, I think. They only got to the quarterback 19 times. But I do believe this. Oh, these damn tabs opened up. This defense is amazing. You got your defensive end, Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry, Jalen Brown, Rashad Evans, Bud Dupree is their big signing, like you mentioned earlier.
Huge pickup. Yeah.
Janoris Jenkins, Amani Hooker, Kevin Bayard. Like, I want to go into their stats. I was looking at it earlier. Malcolm Butler, who is not there anymore. He had 4 interceptions. Bayard's a good coverage type safety. 80 solo tackles. Malcolm Butler had 86. That's going to open up a lot of tackles. Rashad Evans had 59 tackles. Kenny Vaccaro still with them?
I'm not on that page right now.
Vaccaro is not there. Jeffrey Simmons is young. Only going to, I'd hope, advance. Amani Hooker had 4 interceptions as well. 35 tackles himself. Landry had 46 tackles. Like, his defense is really good. Aside from any freaking injuries offensively, this team is amazing. And I think Indy and them again are going to get 11 or 12 wins. Indy and Tennessee.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to see who's going to win the division. I don't know who they're playing yet, so I probably won't make any speculations.
I know it's bound to happen. That's why I keep mentioning it. Injuries are going to happen. It's part of the game. It's like sick days for businesses. It's part of the game. You don't staff enough, you're still going to be screwed. Never understood it. But
all right, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Tennessee's done. Corey brought us in. Corey's going to take us out.
So that was the AFC South. Obviously, we have 2, 4, 5 more divisions to go through before we do our tier video that I want to do. But anyways, that was it. Don't forget to like, comment down below, hit that subscribe button. My name was Corey. Cody's on the other end. We are ballers on a budget. We'll see you on the next one.